It's another day of looking at the charts, coming to the conclusion that it's all shit, and deciding to turn the camera on to talk about this shit. And mainly about the strategy that I'm gonna apply during this cycle, what kind of coins to buy, and also when to offload as well, because that's the, well, for 50% also important, right? A lot of people, they always want to know when to buy, when to buy. I never hear somebody ask when to sell though. What good is it to buy a coin if you don't know when or how to sell? So let's talk about that. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Let's get right into it. So yeah, at the moment, nothing is really changing for the altcoin market. I have drawn a line right here, which you might feel like, but eventually I think it's going to do something like this, right? However, before it is going to do that, I think we can go lower. I've been saying that for a long time, and we are going lower, of course. But even from this point, I think we can go lower. The low for the altcoin market in this cycle was 150 billion on the other chart, and I think it might go to 135. That's where we have this huge resistance support right here. That's where time-wise also kind of lines up. And if you look at Fibonacci retracement, you can see that the 786 comes in at around that point as well, and simply by the fact that, like I said, support, resistance, broke out, never had a retest, and we're now basically like really nice on our way, right? So for everybody, that if we have some green days in the altcoin market, you might feel like, whoa, pump now, right? However, don't get it twisted. We are still in a downtrend, right? As long as we are not making a higher high, we're in a downtrend, and we have a pretty long way to go to make that higher high. So yes, for now it is shit. Will it keep on being shit? Yeah, I think that with the rate cuts coming on the 18th of September, that it's not going to be nice. And if you missed the last video where I spoke about that, a lot of people might say like, well, rate cuts are good, right? Eventually, yeah, but not right away. If you look at the cycle before this, and we had the rate cuts back then, you can also see what happened, right? We had the rate cuts right here, and what happened? We crashed with 50%. COVID, 70%, right? So at least 50. And I think it could be something like that, just like the halving, like people anticipating towards it. We get it, big disappointment, and we can go down. So that might be the narrative, plus some other bad shit in the world. Who knows, right? But eventually it will also go up. And a lot of people, they stop believing that. They do feel like, it's not going up this time. Okay, then it's not going up this time. Sell the lows, buy. You know, we don't need you. If you do believe, however, that this bull market is not over, because it is not over, then you should see this as an opportunity. So, just going in this video through what I think is going to happen and how I am going to play it, okay? Now, first, I have a pretty big bag of altcoins right now, okay? Am I selling them because I think it can go lower? No. One, because I can be wrong. Of course, I'm a human. I'm in crypto. I will be wrong 50 million times, like everybody. Everybody, okay? We all don't know. And I don't want to bet all my eggs in one basket. But second, also, because I think that the downside is 25%. However, I also think that the altcoin market could go to 1 or 1.5 trillion, let's say 1. So the upside is closer to 500%. So there's way more up than downside, right? If this was an overall long or short, I would say long, right? Definitely. Although you can get a little wrecked in the meantime, don't get liquidated. But that. So the altcoins that I have, I will keep on holding them. And I am mentally also prepared to see them go down, right? I am prepared to see them go down. I'm not looking at my portfolio too much, but when I do, I look at it and I'll be like, okay, I have this and this much. I can lose around this and this much as well, right? And you can kind of calculate it like, hey, in this move down, how much have I lost? I'm taking screenshots of my portfolio a couple times a week, just to go back in time sometimes and to see like how my progress is compared to the rest of the market, so that I also can kind of calculate what my loss or profit is going to be once the market makes a certain move. So I'm not selling these coins. not really buying here, but that depends. Like, if I'm not buying, it doesn't mean that nobody should buy, of course, right? I'm not buying because my crypto position is quite big compared to my cash position right now, right? I think I have now 15% cash. That's fine. That's fine. I will get some more, of course. But that's a fine number for me. I don't feel like, oh, I need to be in the market for 95%, so I allocate 10% more cash. That's not necessarily. But if I would have like 50% cash, 50% crypto right now, I would allocate a lot into the altcoin market. Definitely. Because there's a risk of missing out as well. And I think a lot of people are in that camp, right? A lot of people, if you look at the USDT dominance shooting up, right? So people are kind of taking profits right now, or profits if they have them in the first place. They're taking money out of the market and put it into USDT. So I don't think that's smart, to be honest. I think we are in a bull market, believe it or not. We are in a bull market, just in a downtrend. In the middle of a bull market, they exist, yes. And converting to USDT in a bull market, yeah. You can try to sell and buy back lower, but that's not for me. But then, what kind of coins would I buy? Would you start with Bitcoin or altcoins? And if altcoins, what kind of altcoins? I'm going to just tell you what I would do, right? There's no right and wrong in this. Eventually there will be, but we don't know yet. I'm going to just tell you what I would do. I look first if I want to know, like, hey, Bitcoin or altcoins? Because for the last 3 years, being in altcoins was nonsense, right? We didn't need altcoins. A lot of people, when the market pumped, said, you missed out on altcoins. No, we didn't. We didn't. However, it's not going to be like that forever. So there's a couple charts you can look at. Bitcoin dominance, right? The higher the Bitcoin dominance sits, the more Bitcoin is dominating this crypto space, and the more altcoins are getting crushed against Bitcoin. And as you can see, the Bitcoin dominance, if you look at it like this, it's sitting quite high, right? If you take a look at the Fibonacci tool and you take it from the last cycle from top to the bottom, you see that altcoins bound or kind of got rejected off the 618. If you apply this on this cycle, and I'm not saying that this is the right way to do it, because who says they're going to get rejected right there though, but hey, it's the only thing we have, right? If we take a look at that, and you can see that 618 comes in at 60%. We're now sitting at 57.5, right? If you want to wait for that, you are trying to time the market way too much for that extra 3%. Way too much. Not my game, actually. So I look at the dominance, and I feel like this thing has way more downside to go than upside, aka altcoins outperform. There's an alt season if this goes down. We finally see an alt season then after 3.5 years, right? We haven't seen it in 3.5 years already. It's a long time since we had it. So if you are still in with some good money in crypto, wait for that alt season. You will be fine if you are in the right altcoins. So, but I look at this chart, and that's showing me like, hey, is it time for Bitcoin to shine or for altcoins? This says altcoins. Okay. Let's confirm that though. There are more charts, right? Let's take a look at the others dominance, right? So this is the Bitcoin dominance. Now let's take a look at others, top 125, excluding the top 10, and how much they dominate. 9.2%, right? 9.2% of the complete money in the market is sitting in the top 125, excluding the top 10. So this is the chart that we get. And this is sitting nicely at the bottom, which is showing like, hey, we have room to go up right now. Of course, we can go down, but there's more room to go up than down, in my opinion. So also shows like, hey, from this point looks to be better to be in altcoins than in Bitcoin. There are way more charts. You could take a look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair. Great drawing once again. If we ignore that, you can see that it's sitting at a very, very, very big support level, right? If you look at a chart like this, here we go. Look at this. Resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, and we're there again, right? So this is showing like, hey, altcoins on their Bitcoin pair are now at support. They're at the lowest level they have been in this cycle. So again, if you were in Bitcoin, you haven't missed out on anything. It was a great move to not be in altcoins when everybody said you should be in altcoins. Apply that for the next cycle. Okay, now it's too late for that, but apply that. Bitcoin is worth it 3 out of the 4 years of the complete cycle. Altcoins, just 1 year. And then get rid of that bullshit. It's all nonsense. Okay? Make your money with altcoins, put it back into Bitcoin, whatever, and then start over. But at the bottom. So multiple charts, and there are more, but these are already multiple charts that show me like, hey, it's better to buy altcoins than Bitcoin in this stage of the cycle, right? If this was sitting here still, right, and the Bitcoin dominance was sitting here somewhere, now this chart doesn't make sense, but if it was sitting here somewhere, right, then Bitcoin would have been a great move. But that time is past. And again, it could go like higher, the dominance, of course, but up compared to downside. That's the play. So my conclusion is be in the altcoins. Then the question is, okay, how to buy these altcoins? Which altcoins? And when? Well, how? If you have Bitcoin, that's great. Because we just saw that every altcoin on the Bitcoin pair, bottom, right? Some even lower. So, if you have Bitcoin, if I would have Bitcoin, make it not like sound like financial advice. If I would have Bitcoin, I would put it in altcoins. That's the how. Then the when, that pretty much looks like now, right? If you look at altcoins on the dollar pair, then this is the chart. And again, this is just my expectation, okay? This is just my expectation. Now is also a great time. This will be way better, right? And it seems like it's not much difference, but if you take it from here back to the all-time high, you make 177%. If you take it from here to the all-time high, you make 270% almost. So that's 2x extra. So that's a lot of difference. But yeah, whatever. That's the win. Now the which ones, that depends on what kind of degenerative piece of shit you are. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's really hard. Look, I mean, if you... shit, this is so personal, right? I cannot give you a good answer because there is not a good answer. What I can tell you is at least which are the wrong ones, because I happen to have one of those on my screen right now. This is DOT, right? DOT, I don't know. If you look at DOT on the dollar pair, you might feel like bottom. But if you look at DOT on the Bitcoin pair, falling knife ever since the beginning, right? So why should this bottom? If DOT Bitcoin cannot bottom or cannot bounce, then DOT USDT will break for sure, right? Unless Bitcoin has such a big rally, but then you can still better be in Bitcoin. Look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair. If they are at support or above it, then it's a good one. If it's below support, then it's underperforming the market. Then you should not be in it. DOT on a Bitcoin pair, underperformer. BNB on its Bitcoin pair, outperformer. ADA on its Bitcoin pair, underperformer. XRP on its Bitcoin pair, basically an underperformer because it made a low 2 months ago, right? This thing has been making lower lows for 7 years, by the way. Caspa on its Bitcoin pair, outperformer, right? Delesium on its Bitcoin pair, outperformer. The low is way lower than where we are right now. ICP on its Bitcoin pair, average. Flux, I don't know why it's here. Somebody requested. Underperformer. Uniswap on its Ethereum pair, I don't give a shit. That's how I look at it. So that's one. Now, apart from that, what kind of altcoins would I look at? Well, mainly for now, not the too risky ones, not the extremely micro caps. I have some micro caps in my portfolio. If you are a member of the Patreon, then you see how my portfolio looks like. There's a link down below if you want to see that. Join the family and let's do some cool stuff together there. But I'm not too much into low caps right now because if the market does what I think it might do and it goes down here, then your low cap's gonna get wrecked for another 70%. Like people are already broke as fuck right now, right? A lot of people they bought here, unfortunately for some reason, and they now have seen their portfolio go down 70, 80%. With low caps, if we do this, another 70, 60, 70%. Easy. Some even more, right? You don't want to do that. So if you want to have exposure to altcoins, first make sure that you are in some altcoins that don't bleed that hard once the market goes down. Hey, it also means that they don't go up that hard once the market goes up. But that's hedging, right? That's risk reward. Therefore, if you want to really take a gamble, of course, be my guest. But if you want to like play it smart, like with gambling, you gamble because you want to make a lot of money, right? But with gambling, you also lose money. And if you play it safe and steady, you eventually make a lot of money. So risky moves, even if they work out, the non-risky moves usually outperform. But don't look at the logo. Look, this is playable games, right? And yeah, if you look at a chart like this, for example, then oh my god, beautiful chart, right? Beautiful chart for sure. However, this is a risky one, right? This has been going down so hard, hey, it might break support and completely crash, right? Altora is a low cap coin, also at a decent support level. Nevertheless, low cap. However, AVAX, for example, high cap, didn't went down that hard compared to the rest of the market. Went down 3x, right? From $60 to $20. Look at playable games, for example, from 1 cent to a tenth of a cent, right? Went down 10x, 3 times as bad as AVAX. So yeah, these kind of plays, these playables, for example, are worth it in a market that showed like we can already go up. If it can't yet, then this is really throwing your money away. Although again, it is showing a lot of strength right here, though. But I would be in the AVAXs. I would be in just to name some coins first, right? Just name some. Beam is a good one in my opinion. That's one, a high cap that I think is going to do really well. IMX, also high cap, will do probably well. If you want to have something other than gaming, I think that Joe is not really high cap though. But also when you look at what the fuck is this line? Oh yeah, kind of broke. Just like me. Ha! Joe is the leading DEX on Avalanche, and I think that Joe will do very well. Chainlink is kind of a new XRP, right? Fucking stable coin. I got rid of my Chainlink actually. Although it's a beautiful chart by the way. Ranging, breakout, and it retested like almost a year later, right? Here on this break, and now it's here. But Chainlink is not like I don't know, not exciting at this moment. Prime could be an interesting one, right? It's like high risk as well, but I think it do fine. Render is a good one. Cedarfies also in this market, high risk. It's not a high risk project per se, but in this market it is high risk because you know launchpads they outperform an upwards market and they underperform a downwards market. Ronin is such a player that I feel like, yeah, easy bet for me. If we can just chart something right here, then it has more room to go down, though. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. But I think Ronin is a great play. Solana, I'm not buying it myself, purely because, look, this is the market. Look what a discount this is. What a kind of opportunities we get, right? And then we buy a coin that's barely down. There's so many discounts. And we buy the expensive one. On the other hand, it is not down hard because it is good. And in a market that goes up, it probably outperforms as well. So kind of, for me, I don't see the point of buying Solana here. Although I think it can go way higher. But, you know, billions of dollars need to come in for it to even make it 2x, right? And I feel like, I don't know, it's too much for me, man. It's too much for me. And super, the ecosystem of gaming, it becomes really good. But I don't know. This one needs to capitulate harder. Then it's a good one. At 35 cents, give or take, really good. Then you have your coins. Great. Next step, have a lot of patience. Ignore the news, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Study the 4-year cycle, and you will probably be pretty calm about it and sell your coins somewhere around Q4 2024. 5. However, is that the best move? No. Because although I'm a firm believer in the 4-year cycle, and it will probably all top out by the end of 2025, I could be wrong. Very simple. Just like the bottoms. You don't want to time it. You never know. So you DCA if you're smart, right? So you want to DCA out of the market as well. Therefore, I don't want to set price targets. Like some people, they ask like, hey, get price prediction for this. Look, I have no clue. I don't want to do that, actually. I did it sometimes, but it's nice for the clickbait, maybe. But between you and me, it depends on where Bitcoin is going, and let's all agree that nobody has a fucking clue. A lot of people say the top is in. A lot of people say 80K. A lot of people say 200K. A lot of people say higher than that. These are so different. 99% of the people are going to be wrong, right? So what gives me the right to think that I will be right and put all my money in that? That's stupid. Stupid. Right? Put all the money on all your money on the fact that you are going to be right against all these other people with big experiences. Risky shit. So I don't like price targets. I'm more about time targets, right? Because the cycle is way more predictable time-wise than how high it goes. For Bitcoin, for example, if you would ask me like, when will you sell your Bitcoin? At 100K, 200K? My answer will be by then, and then, whatever the price is, right? I could be sitting here saying like, yeah, Bitcoin goes to 300K, which I think is actually not unrealistic, by the way. But I could be sitting here saying Bitcoin can go to 300K. But if in December 2025, Bitcoin sits at 200K, do you really think that I'm going to wait for the extra 100K? No, I'm going to look and be like, whoa, it's December 2025. I guess that's it, right? And it might in that month do that, but not time the top, right? Don't time the top. So price targets kind of like, yeah, it's what turns people on, right? No price prediction, no time predictions, way better, right? So by the time the 4-year cycle is over, right, which is, in my opinion, at the end of 2025, then I will take a look at the rest of what's left of my altcoin back and be like, okay, it was a fun ride, I'll offload. And I will DCA out, right? But it depends so much. There's not a right answer. Because I might have a certain amount of money in crypto. I might have a goal, like, hey, I want to have this and this much to live my life, to not work, to blah, blah, blah. I maybe only need a 4x to get there, right? So once I get that 4x, I might offload already a lot, way before other people do, right? Because I already achieved my goals. I don't want to get greedy, although there's a good chance it might go higher. You don't want to achieve your goals, be too greedy, wait for it to go higher, and then go all down again. Right? In that case, you will slap yourself in the head. You'll be like, shit, but I had what I needed, right? So there's not a right answer in the first place, in my opinion. But I cannot give the answers for your situation. I can give the answers for my situation, but that doesn't apply to you. So then my channel is pure bullshit if I would do that. So yeah, okay, of course I will let you know when I am going to do what. But I will also let you know on this channel very clearly that's what I am doing. And that's different than what I think that the market is going to do. Because I don't give a fuck about the market. I want to achieve my goals, right? And if I walk away with like, I don't know, hypothetical $4 million this cycle, well, I could have had 16, so be it. Are we really crying about $4 million? Like, don't be like that. That's not good. If you are going to do that, you're going to get yourself so wrecked and you'll cry and wish you took the $4 million. So, but again, I will let you know what I think the market is going to do. Now, again, what I think though is that the market, and especially let's talk about the altcoin market, is going to go down first, right? And then I cannot draw it out exactly because it's going to be completely bullshit. Then it might hover around here in October, try again in December, break out, right? Have a retest of where it broke out, and then really by the, in 2025, just have a nice steady climb. Time-wise, it already doesn't make sense anymore, but just a pattern, something like that. And maybe have a big blow of top. Hopefully, it eventually has a pretty clear distribution phase and then goes down because that gives you more time to offload. But if the market looks somewhat like this, I will settle here, 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 hopefully here, 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 right? People here will laugh at me. People here as well. But it doesn't matter. Here they will laugh as well because they will always scream that it goes higher, right? And once we're here, they'll be like, oh shit, yeah, maybe I should have, sold. I will never, ever, ever try to climb the top. So if you will ever catch me saying that I will sell something at what seems a way too low price for you, that's fine. That it's too low for you, but it's good for me, right? And that's the thing in crypto. There's so much fighting and arguing and competition like, nah, you're wrong, and it does this. And there's not a correct answer, right? It's what's correct for you. You should remember that. We all want to know where the market goes and when it's going there. That's just what we don't know, okay? So stop asking the wrong questions. Start asking what you should do, right? And what I think is very likely, again, we look at the 4-year cycle, right? You can see we have the halvings. After the halving, altcoin market. In the post-halving year, alt season, right? We go up. Here after the halving, post-halving year, alt season, we go up. Here after the halving, and not right away, right? Here after the halving, it took a long time before we went up, right? Here we did not down, but also nothing. With Bitcoin the halving before, we also did nothing for a while. So eventually, I think we will go up. And overall, buy around here, sell around here. That's it. What I'm developing, well, what a friend of mine mostly is developing, is a DCA tool. I think it's going to be very handy. And we will make it available for the Patreon first, but later we'll see how we're going to do it. But this DCA tool, what we're doing is that you can calculate if you DCA out of the market with how much money you're actually walking away, right? Because a lot of people say, if I buy a coin for $1 and it goes to $10, I'll make 10x. No, right? That's not the case. If you buy a coin for $1 and it goes to $10, then it also depends on when you are going to sell it, right? Because if it goes to $10, you maybe are lucky and you sell it exactly at the top, but that's not skill, right? That's luck. Don't count on that. That's for stupid people, right? What might happen is you buy it at $1 and it goes to $10 and you think, oh, it goes higher, but it doesn't. And you keep on buying more and you end up getting wrecked. Or you DCA out at the lowest points, or you DCA out here already, whatever. But you that 10x will never come from a chart that actually does a 10x. You need a chart to at least do a 20x to actually make a 10x. All right? So we created this tool that you can actually fill in how much percent do I want to offload at that price? How much at that price? And then eventually it will give you a number. I don't know why I'm drawing an E right here. Eventually it would give you a number. Like if you sell so much here, here, this will be your total profit. that way you can calculate for yourself when you should start selling, right? I will use it. I think it's very handy. These are calculations. You can do that here, but I think a tool is great for that. So let me know if you think that's a nice idea. But again, time-wise, time-wise, way more important. So that's my plan. Now, I might short the market, but maybe not, because in a bear market, it's not only down, right? Here as well, right? We went down. You were like, oh, it's just a dip, like here, nothing on the hand, right? That's how we say it in the Netherlands. We go down, it's all fine. And we go up, you see, it's fine. And then we are going down. And you'd be like, fuck, we are indeed in a bear market. Let me short it. And then it goes up again. And you'd be like, fuck, I'm liquidated. And then it goes down again. And you're like, fuck, I have no money anymore. So still, future trading, I don't know. It's the same as now, right? As longing in the bull market. Yeah, good luck. People were bullish here. They opened longs, completely liquidated. Right, so I might do nothing in the bear market. Actually, just working on myself, studying the market, building my project more and more and more. That kind of stuff. But when it comes to investing, right? It depends on when you invest what. And I said this multiple times, but you do not always like. That's the thing. This is super interesting if you ask me. If you look at this chart right here, at the amount of retail that's currently in the market, right? It's sitting at 0.031, right? That's low, right? Yesterday, it was sitting at 0. I don't know where it is anymore. 0. So there is no retail in the market right now. None, right? There's some, you, me, a couple of other idiots. But it's low right now. These people will step in once they see an alt season, right? Once they see an alt season, they will step in. Yeah, and these are the people that we can get the dump on. That's just what it is, right? And that will come. I don't know. I wanted to go somewhere else with this story, but I forgot it, so I just made this out of it. Yeah, whatever. This is the market right now, and I think that we should be very patient. That's one. It's a big patient tester. I see it more around me, and that means we're getting closer. A lot more messages like, the bull market is over, altcoins are not coming back, it's all scam, it's all done, this time is different. Like, these people are already losing and giving up and failing. And by the time there are enough of those people, then the market can finally go, up and continue what it always does. Right? And some people that might feel like the market is over, you shouldn't watch this channel in the first place, right? Because I'm not going to be bearish in a bull market. Sorry to break it to you, right? So if you're offended, look, altcoin market went down 59%, right? 59%. It's over. What happened here? 2019. Altcoin market went down 59%. It's the exact same thing. And what happened after that? If we not include COVID for a second, this wick right here, otherwise we could have just gone sideways, right? We went to 2 straight parabolic bull market. People here also said it was over, right? Because guess what? We got bad news here. This time was different. It wasn't. Right? And now people are making the same mistake again. This is my 4th cycle right now. Well, actually my 3rd full cycle. I've seen this more. And I've felt the sentiment. If this was my first cycle, I would have screamed right with you. This time is different and it's over. But it's not. What was this? Actually, the single best buying opportunity ever to make life-changing money in a very short period of time. Right? If everybody was saying it was over, instead of saying it was over, just bought, they made a lot of money. Right? Because down 59%, then this is exactly where we are, right? Look how much it went up. 4,600%. Let's say 50x. And that's not even the coins outside of the top 125, right? That's way more. So let's say 100x on average. So instead of crying right here that it was all over, if you had some balls and put 10K in the altcoin market, You would have had 1 million right here, right? And I think we're at the same position right now. I'm not saying you will 100x. It's diminishing, I know. But some projects will. And nevertheless, it is a great opportunity right now. So that's just the whole thing, that I can make every day in this market a YouTube video, say, guys, this time is not different, and just show the same fucking chart over and over and over again, and people get sick of it. And by the time we finally get up, I hope some of these viewers finally come back and say, it wasn't different. Thank you, right? Because I want to really, like, I feel like this community right here is actually smart, right? Because we are not like talking about bullshit price predictions, the newest meme coins in a downwards market, talking about weird shit and changing our opinion every week or month. Like, we stick to it, right? And that plays out. It plays out so far, right? And now, like, that was so good because here I was bearish, right? And here, even on altcoins, I was bearish, right? Or not bearish, cautious, right? And people said, you're crazy. Yeah, but again, on the Bitcoin pair, they went down, right? We got this trade, luckily, but overall they went down, right? So people called me crazy right there. Here, we offloaded a lot because, hey, cautious doesn't mean we're not buying, right? We offloaded right here, took profits. People called me crazy again. You're not fully in the market. You are not dedicated to this market. It's all or nothing, right? Bro, look where we are right now. We have cash to buy it with. And now I feel like I'm basically the only one that's still bullish out here. I don't know. I think that if you go against the sentiment of the market and the people in it, that you will do fine. So look at other things than just the fear and greed index or whatever, right? Jump into some Telegram groups of, like, not even certain projects, but just groups that talk about crypto. You will notice that the sentiment is... I'm in some groups as well, and these people, they were always bullish, and now they say like, oh, it's over, I'm broke, fuck this market, it's boring market, this sucks so much. And that's my signal, like, hey, maybe it is a good time to buy right now, because I try to stay a little, how do you call it, with your feet on the ground or whatever, and just look at some things. Like, if you look at Bitcoin, for example, right, and you look at Bitcoin from the market bottom until where we are right now, and we compare it to the last 2 cycles. This is where we are, right in between the last 2 cycles, right? So for the people that say that this time is different, you are simply wrong. And this chart, like, that shows it all, right? This chart is the living proof that this time is not different. This time, matter of fact, is exactly the same. Exactly. And that's a good thing, because if it is the same, look what happened in the last 2 market cycles. It went up post-halving year, right? Also diminishing. Doesn't matter. Still profits, right? It's exactly the same. But yeah, then people say like, yeah, well, now this news comes, and then it's going to do that. Yeah, if you keep on trading that, you're going to lose, man. Right? We had so much... We have that war right now. We have, well, best example, we had COVID. Said that many times before, right? We had COVID. Well, this time was different. That's what everybody said, because, hey, worldwide, it was, right? We have never seen something like that. The whole world locked down. It was fucked up. Yet, did the market cycle give a single shit? No. Yeah, by the time we got the news, we had a very big wick. A lot of longs were liquidated. A lot of shorts were happy. A lot of people got wrecked. And a lot of people had some great buying opportunities. But other than these couple of weeks, the market did what it always did. Right? Topped out in April or May 2021. People said, you see, this time is different. And then, woohoo, here we go. November, end of 2021. Exactly 4 years later than end of 2017 and end of 2013, where it topped out before. So I'm just here and be like, okay, COVID, I'm not saying that we cannot get something as big as COVID, but It's not a big chance, right? Well, that didn't change. That didn't change the market cycle for a single percent, right? So then it is like way too obvious to say that it will likely top end of 2025. And then you might say like, oh, if it's so obvious, then everybody expect. Nope, not everybody is expecting it. Everybody is not in crypto in the first place, like we saw on the chart with social metrics. And the people that are here are putting the money back in USDT, making the market go down, saying that this time is different. There's a very small group of people left that trades it this way. And these kind of people have always so far been the winners in the cycle. Because, yeah, it sounds bad. Winners, losers. But hey, crypto's player first player, right? These people have always been the winners. Every single time. But not now, right? Yes. Okay, if you like, okay, be my guest. I think we are going to win. So I'm going to wrap it up. Like the video if you want to win. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you like the content, let me know. Drop your comment below. Say something controversial so I can cover it in the next video. I don't know. Take care. It's fucking hot in here, so I'm going to take a shower. I'll have a shower in my office. Maybe the neighbors. See you.